Wandavision, now in color. That's right, it's now episode 3 of Wandavision, and we're going to break it down. Welcome to Shows to Astonish. I am your host, the FAT Mantis, and let's get into it. First off, I want to say that there are two pillars that so far are holding up this show primarily, and there's a third pillar which is getting less love and respect. The first two are comedy and love. If you're into romance, romantic stories, and watching two people very convincingly tell you that they are in love, then you will really enjoy this show. If you like old school sitcoms and comedy, which they actually are pulling off on this series, then you too will enjoy this show. The third one, which has me captivated and has me completely drawn in, is the mystery. I love a good mystery. I was actually one of the guys who hung on to the show Lost far longer than I should have. It is really good to see this mystery, and I love watching it unfold. Particularly, I love the third act. Don't get me wrong, I love the first two acts of every episode of WandaVision so far, but I really love how the third one always gives you some sort of more reveals into this mystery. I'm enjoying watching it be unraveled. Now let's break down the more specifics about this episode. So I'm going to say the acting was amazing. At first I thought it lost its charm once it lost its black and whiteness. Once it went into color, I was like, maybe this is inferior, because before it had a Twilight Zone creepy era to it. Now this is very much a very different show, being in color and being in the 70s. However, it's able to find its appeal. Great comedic parts, such as the incident with the stork and all those sorts of shenanigans, and also just the facial expressions and overacting from Elizabeth Olsen, done on purpose, by the way, is absolutely amazing. Now we've got to talk about what the mystery is and what all these superpowers are. The first thing I want to address is the blip. Now, I'm not talking about the Thanos snap, I'm talking about when Vision starts realizing that something is up. He's starting to notice the conspiracy that his neighbors have upon him, and he actually tells Wanda, he's starting to inform her that something strange is happening. And however, he suddenly teleports back just a moment back, and that scene is able to be replayed again. Now we saw that happen last episode, right? And apparently, it's clear that it's Wanda constantly trying to stop anyone from waking up. Subconsciously, I'm hoping it's subconscious, Wanda knows what's going on and she doesn't want to be woken up. So therefore, she's actively against Vision discovering the mystery as well. It's fascinating. Now, let's set up this commercial that appears in the middle of its tale. So we have this week, it is brought to you by Hydra Soak, a bubble bath for ladies, and its catchphrase is "Unleash your inner goddess." Now, it's very interesting that it almost seems like the commercials are mirroring the life story of Wanda Maximoff. The Stark commercial in the first one makes people wait and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait for the toast to appear, right? And you're wondering why the long wait. As we said, or as we already knew, Wanda and her brother were stuck down in a busted-ass house with a Stark bomb that hadn't blown up yet, and they were scared to move for 2 days, waiting to die, as they describe it. The next commercial in the next episode is for Strucker, and how Baron von Strucker, Strucker watches, Baron von Strucker is the man who gave her powers, and, meeting up with him when they were young, and being allowed to be experimented on was the first, blossoming of her superhero tale, the beginning of her origin, if you will. And in this one, they're saying Hydra, as in organization, has literally unleashed her inner goddess when they gave her powers. We all know she has hidden vast power in there. Now, I think it's another thing that's saying, I think it's a nod to saying that Hydra is in charge of this situation, what's ever going on, the manipulation that put her into this fabricated reality, and at the end of this, she will literally become a hidden goddess because she will activate her crazy superpowers and alter reality as we know it. I think that's what we're all thinking of. I don't know. Feige could pull a left turn and could get crazy on us. Now, I noticed there are constant references to Sokovia and Sokovian, the language, in this entire series. It's littered throughout it, which means it's going to be a key player in what's going on. And we all know there's a lot of villains or villainy at large in Sokovia. Not only was Scarlet Witch and her terrorist brother Quicksilver Sokovians, but also Baron Zemo is very much one, and we know he's going to be in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And although not Sokovian, played a major part of Sokovia is Ultron. So there are rumors that Ultron might be making an appearance. Some people think it might just be a commercial thing, but I have a feeling he might have a bigger role in this. Let's hope. Let's hope. I would love to see Ultron make a comeback somehow. We all know that in the comics he's unkillable, so it's kind of unbelievable that he's dead in the first place. Is it possible that magic is not the source of anything that's going on in this, and this digital alternate reality was created by Ultron? Maybe in league with Hydra agents? We all know that the Grim Reaper is going to be in there, and so I can't wait to see more clues that lead to that. So now we're going to have to talk about the final act and when everything starts getting creepy and weird. So the Doctor is unable to leave town as he lets Vision know. It's fairly clearly pointing out that they are completely stuck there. Vision begins to start seeing the threads of conspiracy amongst his neighbors, and they start letting down all these strange clues about themselves and what they want. Which brings us to my man Herb. So Herb, at that point, says she doesn't fit in because all of us here are, and he doesn't finish the sentence. And I believe he was going to say, all of us here are dead. One of their objectives is to get rid of Geraldine. Now, we already know she's a hero and who she's been cast as, which makes the execution of the next scene so amazing. It is when Wanda gets the feeling that Geraldine is manipulating her. When she says, Ultron killed your brother, didn't he? And it makes her snap out of it. And she's like, who are you? What are you doing here? And it's so tense that even though we know Geraldine's not going to get killed, and we know Scarlet Witch isn't going to get killed, it's such a scary scene. I was scared for both of them. I felt Wanda's fear, but I also felt Geraldine. I was like, what are you going to do to her? The commercial basically told us what she's going to do with her, and that's what she did. She banished her from her super dimension. She was like, get out of here. Get out of my neighborhood of love. This is for me and my lover and our new children, you witch. But it was an amazing scene, and it suddenly snapped us back into horror. That's what I like, that the show tricks you with comedy, but always pulls you back into this horror feeling where you're like, something evil is truly going on here. Now, and it was clear, we all knew Geraldine would end up being an agent of S.W.O.R.D., which was confirmed in the final scenes of this piece. It is possible that this is a technological-based dimension, like she's in some sort of VR thing, or a VR thing is messing with her head to create her dimension. And they could pull a left turn and not have Mephisto in this chapter just yet. They could be saving him, and for all we know, it could be someone else. Like I'm saying, it would be fun if it was Ultron, but who else could it be? Now, a lot of people are saying they see hexagons throughout the series. I've been looking, and quite frankly, I do not see them. I don't see any suspicious hexagons. Things that are suspicious are like Agnes's brooch, which has the Grim Reaper and 2 other entities on it, right? And it's always prominently displayed on her in every outfit she wears. But everyone's saying they see hexagons, and hexagon is the symbol of AIM. Now, a lot of people don't know. They're like, maybe it's a new wing of Hydra. I mean, maybe it is. I will tell you, in the MCU, thus far, canonically, the organization founded by the faux Mandarin in Iron Man 3. I forget the actor's name, but the nerdy guy who turns into a handsome man who breathes fire and calls himself the Mandarin for some reason. Yeah, the organization he founds in the beginning of the movie is Advanced Idea Mechanics. Who are these guys? Well, in the comic books, they are super technologists. Their leader originally was called the Scientist Supreme, and they wear hazmat suits or variations of them. They're kind of like a military terrorist group that sells super technology to supervillains in exchange for political favors, assassinations, and other stuff. What's funny is they are later on taken over by none other than MODOK. That's right. It's a shame the Iron Man trilogy never had MODOK in it. That is the one major flaw of the MCU, in my personal opinion. But maybe at the end of the day, it won't be Ultron or Mephisto. It's gonna be MODOK. I mean, he is famous now because he's now in a video game, so who knows? But ultimately, I'm gonna give this episode an 89. Now, why am I only giving it an 89? I know, Trillian, Fat Mantis, aren't you unapologetically in love with the show? I absolutely am, and I thought this was a stellar episode. The problem is, the longer they keep me dangling with mystery, the lower the grade is gonna go. And they give me a little, but I want some more. So that's where I stand on WandaVision Episode 3, now in color. What did you guys think of the episode? What do you think of my theories? What do you think the chances are that MODOK is the real villain or will be making an appearance? And will we actually see Ultron in something other than a commercial? Please let me know down in the comments. Remember to please like, share, and subscribe, and keep tuning in to Voice of the Fat Mantis for more WandaVision reviews, Disney Plus analysis, MCU, fun games, and shenanigans. Until next time, ciao for now.